Georg, you've just drawn your game against world champion Magnus Carlsen. On paper, a good result, but coming out of the studio, you've just looked through the game with Magnus and Peter Leko. I imagine there is some disappointment involved as well?
To be honest, Peter was trying to get me more disappointed than I actually am, because it's not my strongest side to calculate well with seconds. So I was actually very close to spotting a line to win, but I missed a key detail. Magnus missed the same idea, and well, then when I missed that, I had like 20 seconds left and basically decided to make a draw with rook a1, because if you don't see how you win, then you don't play without pawn.
Can you tell us what the line was?
Yeah, after king h8, rook h1, the point is queen e7, rook takes h7, king h7, rook h5 check, king g6, and here we both missed that rook h6 is mating, because king takes g6, queen h5 is mate on the board.
Okay, so going back a step now, tell us a bit about how you got to this winning position. What had happened earlier in the game, and where did things go wrong for Magnus?
I think Magnus played the opening very ambitiously, but he had used the same setup to beat Pavel Elyanov at some point, but I didn't prepare for this specifically. I just had some idea for white, I played it, and I think that after the opening I had some advantage, but also I'm not sure where I misstepped, so eventually he got some counterplay and I felt that the position is about equal, but since we were both getting low on time, it felt at least like he was trying to keep the game going, and he maybe missed that after bishop a6, which at first looks very strong. I have this very nice counterplay with b5, rook h5, queen e5, and suddenly all my pieces are coordinating and at the same time defending my king.
Okay, so we're now halfway through the tournaments, the first time we're talking to you actually, so tell us how do you feel overall with your result and your play so far?
I'm not that disappointed with my play, although the result is definitely not what I would like to have at this point. In round 2 and 3 against Georg and Caruana, I was hit by two very interesting novelties already on move 8 in both the games, and that doesn't happen very often, and it's kind of bad luck that you step on such mines even twice in a row. But other than this, I think I was playing reasonably well, but I got into these unpleasant positions that I didn't manage to handle well.
Okay, now a question about, you now live in Stockholm, I believe, for a few years already. Before that you were living and studying in the US. So how does it feel to come back home to Germany and play here on home turf?
I mean, an event like this is any chess player's dream, so I just count myself lucky that I get an opportunity like this to play, and I want to play interesting games. Also, I think everyone could see that I'm not trying to make draws with white, I just try to enjoy this experience.
Speaking of the experience, how does it compare for you playing in Karlsruhe in front of 1,500 people, or here in Baden-Baden in a much more private circle, let's say?
Yeah, when you come from Karlsruhe with this 1,500 people plus a big amount of spectators, of course it's amazing. It's very nice to be there, to be part of this, and here of course is a more private setting, and it somehow feels like it's another tournament that started here.
Which of the two do you prefer?
Well, in the end I will always prefer the one where I play better, so we will see.
And finally, a question we ask everyone about Karlsruhe. The Open tournament was won by young Vincent Keimer from Germany. Have you followed his games at all? And also, how do you feel about him and about the possibility of playing against him here next year?
I actually follow Vincent for more than 3 years, because I've had like one training session a year with him, and already the very first time when he was 10 I realized that he's by far the biggest talent we've had in Germany in a couple of decades, and I'm not surprised that he does well, but of course I'm surprised, everyone is surprised that he had this unbelievable result actually. And I was looking at his games also, and I had the impression that he deserved most of his wins, and anyone who wins such a tournament needs to be lucky at some point, and there was one game where basically it was a perpetual and his opponent just lost in one move, but otherwise I was very impressed with his chess.
How soon do you think we could see Vincent playing alongside you? And also, can you tell us already if you will be playing for Germany in the Olympiad? And how soon do you think Vincent could be playing on the team with you and the big guns?
I really don't know that. I'm sure that if he continues to play chess, he will be part of the team. But how quickly this happens, nobody can really know.
So thank you very much for your time and best of luck for the last 4 games.